Tonight, it's Madden NFL football. Super Bowl 55. We'll see Alex Smith and the Washington football team taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Season number 101 of the NFL might have been the most unconventional yet, but we have made it through together, and now the eyes of the sporting world fall on us here tonight, as it is the night we crown a champion. And all of us here at EA Sports so proud to bring you Super Bowl 55 from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's a matchup full of intrigue. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Washington football team. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And, Charles, we know how difficult it is to go back-to-back in the NFL. Few have succeeded in doing so. But here are the Kansas City Chiefs, champions of the AFC yet again, trying to lift that Lombardi Trophy.
Remember, this is a franchise that played in the first ever Super Bowl. Then they ended up winning Super Bowl IV, which was 50 years prior to winning Super Bowl 54. They didn't want to wait another 50 years, so they went ahead and made it back this year. What a great run for this Kansas City team.
And meanwhile, this is a Washington team that nobody thought would be here at the start of the year. Even the most diehard fans would probably tell you that. Yet here they are looking for what would be the franchise's fourth title in this, their sixth appearance.
And you have to remember, partner, we have to go back to 1992, the last time that they were here, and that was Super Bowl 26. That's more than a quarter of a century ago. Now, they did win Super Bowl 17 with Joe Theismann leading the way at quarterback and John Riggins, the Diesel, running the football. And then Super Bowl 22. How about that historic game? Doug Williams is the quarterback and the game's MVP.
So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. They'll be led out by a man who's taken a long and courageous road back to the NFL, their veteran quarterback, Alex Smith.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
Smith on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
I'm trying to understand.
So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team their best chance to win.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Blazing start to the game for him. 4 plays, 4 passes, and look at him now, first and goal. Pretty good start.
Already down there. Now they just don't want to settle for 3. See if they can put the final words in this script and knock it in the end zone.
Yeah, I just wonder what he's feeling out there right now because he looks so locked in throwing the ball. I don't know if he's thinking it's like 7-on-7 in practice or even something what we call routes versus air, where you just go through your game plan and your progressions and there's no defense out there. That's the way he's cutting through.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. And on the grandest of stages, with a whole world watching the Super Bowl, they come out and get the first points.
I don't know how you feel about it, Brandon, but for me, watching the beginning of the Super Bowl, I've often wondered how come it's not just a fumble fest? How come the ball's not all over the place? The nerves, the interim in between of the 2 weeks waiting for the game. But this team came out and handled it just like it was a regular season walk in the park. Terrific start.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
We know the arm strength is certainly there. He's got a big-time cannon for an arm, and that's not a surprise. He's the son of a former Major League pitcher, so the bloodlines come into play. The biggest question for Patrick Mahomes, can he harness that big arm, develop the touch that's needed, and carry his team towards the playoffs?
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. So that one will be accepted.
Still 2nd down.
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those Tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a... big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Here's Mahomes to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. 20. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. What a moment for him, a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick 6s over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, you know, unfortunately I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick 6, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison of the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended? That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall them all, and what a play here. Another pick 6 in the Super Bowl. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6, obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
On Bell, the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working from the gun, Mahomes completes it to Hardman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
They'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. So you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Montez Sweat able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. They get 2 yards back, but they're... Going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
By Kendall Fuller. Brings up 3rd down.
Now Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he returns this to the 22.
Mecole Hartman on the return. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
6, Le'Veon Bell.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on a slant. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Bell. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Call it no gain there on the first down play. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side of the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes complete. The tight end Kelsey. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And this is caught by Watkins. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Mahomes to the former Rams, Sammy Watkins for the Kansas City.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete. It's second down and 10.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10. Now a draw play. This is Bell. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 21-0 our score after 1.
Washington 21, Chiefs nothing.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3.
40 seconds to mark. 40 seconds to mark.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He is going to find Hill here. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Mahomes going to throw. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 10 yards out, and the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead.
Harrison Butker on for the point.
That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is Gibson. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now a handoff here to his running back. A gain of 3, second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a 1st down. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And a given here to his running back. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
Brought him down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
11 yards there, 1st down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football, all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, right at the 40. Smith now to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Right at the line. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Now Smith. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
But don't tell any defensive coordinator. I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down, but offensively they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try it now with Barber, and he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They only got a couple, but a couple is all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
1st down, they go with Barber again. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second down and 7. They'll run with McKesson. They're still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And Le'Veon Bell making his way back out onto the field now. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try... and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here?
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Now this is Le'Veon Bell with a reception. Not much there, only a yard.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Kendall Fuller there on the coverage.
Now it's Mahomes again, and he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Montez Sweat able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
How about that, partner? His second sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. It's taken to the 26. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. On first down, Smith. This is Butler making the catch. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On second down now. It's Gibson, and tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On third down, Gibson. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 13 yards there and a Washington first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
31-yard line.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. From the gun, here's Smith. That one is slants to McLaurin. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, a 22. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, but it'll be second and goal. To the air again, Smith. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Logan Thomas there to make the grab. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
You got it figured down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Chase Young. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it.
Second down.
They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in Super Bowl 55. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Thus far, this Super Bowl has looked less like a contest and more like a coronation. And to call the second half, let's get it right back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Both teams ready after the halftime spectacle, and we are back underway in Super Bowl 55. This will make it into the end zone and bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Second half starts with a run by Edwards-Helaire. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
At the 31-yard line.
Now a pass is taken in by Hill. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
Brings up second.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. That's Thomas Davis on the sack. Came in the league way back in 2005.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film section tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Mahomes now to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that, play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, it hasn't been a whole lot of fun for Le'Veon Bell in this ball game, trying to find room to run the ball. I'm sure they're going to have to change some things up because he's so versatile. They've got to get the ball in his hands somehow and create some space because they're losing this game.
Well, defensively, you got to key in on Bell. Make him... the focal point to stop it, and they've been able to do that.
And he has gotten better every year he's been in the league, always adding something to his game, one of the premier runners in the NFL.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mahomes. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Offense.
Hey, through it. Hey, just through the flag.
And since they still have 10 yards to go, they'll just say, let's roll this over to 3rd down and decline it.
Let's just be honest about it. If you can't get them off the field on 3rd and 10, then something's wrong with your defense anyway. No sense in taking that penalty.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
Now here's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been any. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This is taken at about the 14. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. First possession of the 2nd half now for Washington. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Smith. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Rip right. 53 to Mike. 50. Let's get that ball, team. Let's get that ball.
Smith. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Hakeem Butler there, and it's 2nd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
Play action. It's Smith. Slings this deep from McLaurin. He's got it at the 15. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, 57 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half is getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
And he puts it through. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe whip.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A carry now for McKissick. Derek Nottie makes the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll try the left side. It's Gibson down to the 25. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Inman has it over the middle. And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They got it.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On 1st down, Gibson. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
If you know, you know. If you know about the carport and trapdoor supposed to be awkward. If you know.
Let's go. 2 times. Hey,
Here's Barber. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be second and goal. Second and goal from the 1. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Dustin Hopkins to kick.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Time now for Patrick Mahomes as we put him in our players' spotlight. And boy, Charles, they have to find a way to just get him some time to breathe back there. He's been pressured throughout this game.
And I'll bet in his mind he's thinking the focus shouldn't be on how many times I've gone down. It's where is it happening? Where are the breakdowns up front? They'll never say it publicly because good leaders don't do that. But they've got to figure out what's happening in the offensive line to keep people away from him so he actually has a chance to throw the football, because so far that has not been the case.
5 full sacks against him. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Good. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
It's funny, partner. Le'Veon Bell, when he came out of Michigan State, when I go back and look at my analysis of him and what my grades were for him, thought he was a big-time player, great potential, but I didn't know we were going to get this player. I was used to a big, solid, thick running back. But now, I've got a full package, a guy who can do everything, as we just saw there, including breaking tackles.
But at the time, second-round pick in 2013, some people probably wishing they'd taken him in the first. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On 2nd and 2, Mahomes. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, it's a give to Bell. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, once more, strong running. Excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front, they got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Strong coverage by Washington, and now 4th down.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
A 35-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
49. Chiefs.
Surprised by that they kicked a field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag? You just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Takes over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
On 1st down, it's Smith. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Smith. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw, Smith. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. One quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, Smith. And he'll go underneath with this one to McKissick. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Washington, first down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Running is Barber. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Smith. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Smith's pass.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Makes this Washington 52, Chiefs 10.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now this will make it into the end zone. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Chiefs first down. Able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick-6 for a Washington touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23.
Mike 5-5. Mike 5-5.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick six. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball. That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident. Everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bell. And he'll be out of bounds after. Getting this one across the 40.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 6. Now it's Mahomes again. Going deep here for Watkins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. They'll start on the ground with Barber. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Bringing him to the ground defensively, Tedrick Thompson.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
17-yard line.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. All right, here we go. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. I got one.
Once again, it's Barber. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards there, 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They will run it. It's McKissick. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
On 2nd down, Barber. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. The first throw for the backup, Haskins. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. On the ground, it's Barber to start the drive. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Barber on 1st and 10. And he'll get this only up to about the 35.
Barber, the ball.
Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Ball carrier. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Here's Trey. That's way now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. They juked him. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner.
And my goodness, another interception. He's picked off at his own 46. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
Well, the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. And the kings of the Super Bowl are the Washington football team. They win it, and they will once again possess the Lombardi Trophy. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.